guys, welcome back to my channel and happy Saturday. I hope everyone's having a great day. So today, this video, I will warn you, is 35 minutes. So I hope you guys are prepared. Have a snack, have a drink. We're in it for a long one today. So I have decided to build on Chateau Peak in, Del Sol Valley, I believe that's what it's called, from Get Famous. So this was a 64 by 64 lot. It was huge, and I really wanted to make, as you guys guessed it by now or know, I am building a community, so an eco-living community here on Chateau Peak in Del Sol Valley. So there are 4 houses, a community garden, and a community pool. I only fully furnished this first house that I started. The other ones, except for the fifth house, or no, there's 5 houses. Yeah, there's 5 houses, sorry. So the fifth house, I'll talk about it more when I get there, but it has no furniture in it except for some stairs. House 2, 3, and 4 all have like kitchens, a floor plan, stairs, obviously, flooring and wallpaper, and like kitchens and bathrooms. Other than that, there's nothing else in it. I left it for you guys to decorate. Also, this is such a huge build that it took me 3 days to even get this far. So if I were to go and fully furnish all of them, no one would be seeing this build for probably another week. So I'll just get into it a little bit. I did create little storylines for each house. Yeah, so this is the first house. So I did imagine that there are 2 parents living here with a toddler and a child, or a child or a teenager, whatever you guys really want to play with. They are new to this community. They decided to make the move from Windenburg to come and live in this community. They um, are now becoming aware more of their footprint that they're leaving around the place, and they want to do better and be better, especially as a family and raising children in this world. They want better for their family, so they decided to talk to the owners, who are Judy and Tom, and we'll get to that, who have newly built this community a couple years ago, and there is a wait list to get on it. Luckily, they did have some connections with the owners of this community, so they were able to push forward and get in here a bit earlier than anticipated. So yeah, they do have like jobs. So I did imagine the one parent, which is the mom, being a stay-at-home mom, especially now. It's helpful because well, she can help with the eco lifestyle kind of thing, and obviously watch the children. And the father, I did imagine to be somewhat of a politician. I'm not really sure how far he would be in that career. That's just what I thought that they would be, and it makes sense to have connections into with the owners. Politician. The owners obviously want to be recognized, and him being a politician could sway them in the proper way to grow the community, as well as grow the eco footprint of everybody in the world. So, yeah, this color scheme is pretty warm. I did have lots of browns and blacks in here. This flooring is quite orange in color. It's not my typical color that I would use, and that's why I used it. So yeah, it was a bit hard for me to use it. I really wanted to go with like I think it's the one beneath it, so it's like a little shade lighter. I do really like that color, and that's the color I originally wanted. But, I changed it up a bit for the sake of everything, and yeah, I don't really know. So, this is the main floor. There was their living room, working on their dining room, and right beside in the left corner over there, I do create like a little play area for the toddler, just like a toy bin and a mat and some building blocks, just so like that toddler has something to do. Um, so for this, there is 3 beds and 4 baths. So it is, I think this is the one with the most bathrooms. Yeah, this is the one with the most bathrooms. Um, yeah, when I started building it, this is the very first thing I did when I started building the community. So I really had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of going with the flow, and I came with this, I guess. So There is a really cool road going in it. I placed a lot of the debug options, or that's probably the wrong word, objects around, which is nice, which you guys will see. And I do imagine that these people have a dog. And I do realize right now, as I'm saying this, that I put a toddler, or I imagined a toddler living in this house, but I have put no potty or high chair. Um, in my game, I don't even play with high chairs because I find there's too many like glitches with it, and it is really annoying for gameplay, so I never put them in here. But potties is kind of a necessity, and I forgot that. So, if I haven't added one by the time you guys download it from the gallery, I will try and add one. If not, you guys can add one. I'm sure that'd be okay. So for the 5 houses that are on this lot, it came to 271,301 simoleons. Sorry, I had the sniffles. So it is expensive, but there is 5 houses, and it's absolutely massive. This is my second 64 by 64, I think. I think the elementary school I did was a 64 by 64. Um, yeah, I think so. So I think that's why it took me so long to do. We'll just go with that. This bathroom is the only one with effort in it because after this bathroom, I realize I'm going to be doing a lot more bathrooms and I'm not going to be putting that much effort in. I do lose my motivation a lot throughout some of them, of my builds just in general, because if they're so big and redoing bathrooms, like the same. It just gets boring, and I knew how much I had to do in this. So I was building this house, and I don't even decorate the top floor until later just because I was so eager to start working on like the layouts of the other houses and like what I was gonna do. Um, so yeah, and I wasn't entirely happy with the very front part of the house where I was working right there with those windows. It looked like a face. So I think I fixed it. I was already so far into it, I was like, I'm not redoing it. I do also want to say that from this main road that I'm putting in the center of the build, they have a little pathway to their door and they also have a driveway. I know it's eco living and they shouldn't be driving cars because that is really bad, but they have cars. Um, I just imagine it's more realistic than them riding a bike to work, especially when they're in, like, I think this is the Pinnacles, so they're high up. They're not going to be riding a bike down this hill, to work, especially if their work is outside of the area. So for this, I imagine like the father being a politician, he's not going to be riding his bike to wherever he needs to ride his bike. I just didn't think that was realistic. So they all have driveways and they all have cars, which I add a little later. So, um, I think now we go on to the second house. Yes. So, um, I do believe I do the color scheme maybe a bit later for the house. So this house is house number 2. So it's 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Um, I do. This house is very like light color scheme, so very like white and neutral, very clean and crisp. So I did imagine 2 parents, 1 child, and 1 teenager living in this house. It has a nice sunroom in the back there. Quite a few I think 2 of them have sunroofs. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so they have a nice little sunroom in there. Um, they could either use that for seating or maybe they want to have their own personal little greenhouse. There is like a greenhouse garden on the community, but in case they want their own, yeah, there's one back there. So I'll talk about the family I envision living in here. So, because the house is so clean, I do believe that this is, I was gonna say a stay-at-home mom, but I already did that one, so we'll switch it up. So this could be a stay-at-home dad and the mom is a gardener. So maybe the dad's into like tech or something, or maybe the mom is just so into gardening, she doesn't like to be inside. She wants to be outside all the time. So the dad picks up the slack from the inside and takes care of the children. Um, the teenagers, she's or he in school doing their thing, and then the child is kind of following in the footsteps of the parents and wanting to go green, and the teenager just doesn't really understand. So this is the third house, so it's 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. I believe that there was a single male son, or not son, a single male sim in here who was an architect, or is an architect, and he is the son of the owners, Judy and Tom. So I believe that they relied on their son, who was in this house quite a lot, to make this community come together. Yeah, so he just lives here by himself. He's doing architectural things. Maybe his parents gave him quite a bit of money. So he's just kind of living here for free, maybe, not quite sure. So he's just doing his own thing in there, being an architect or whatnot. So, this house, the style of it is a little bit more run down. The number three and number four are a bit more like the rundown. So I did imagine that this house and the next house had been here for some time, and unlike house one, two, and five, they're a bit newer. Um, so yeah, I think maybe that the son is an architect and did help, but when people wanted to come into the community, that they kind of helped them build their dream house as an incentive for them to stay here and help out by giving them something that they would really like. So that goes well with house number five, which I will explain a bit later. So I am just working on the rest of this is house number five. So I guess I just started the floor plan for this one, or like the outside of it. So this is the most modern house, is house number five, and I did envision it being the newest house. So this was just built. This family is very wealthy, so I imagine just one, like a single couple living here, not single, I guess, a couple living there, and they're high in the tech career, so they love modern, clean, and they are incredibly wealthy, so that also plays out for Judy and Tom, so that they can maybe donate money or help out more with the funds and finances and benefit the community more, so they got in there relatively fast as well. Um, I haven't started building Judy and Tom's house yet, but I will talk about them. They're the only people I haven't talked about yet. And I feel like they're gonna have quite a complex story, so yeah, we'll get there when we get there. So right now I'm working on the community pool. I do end up taking a lot of debug things out, objects. That side's gonna be where the community garden is, and this is the pool. In the center, I do place a lot of debug. Oh my God, why do I keep forgetting this? A lot of debug um objects. Why I can't remember that word. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I do take a lot of the objects out and put them in the house or in the road. I do end up deleting them. In my head, I really wanted to decorate or completely furnish 2 houses. But like I said at the start of the video, the time that it took me just to get this far was 3 days, so I couldn't imagine having doing another house. But I do kind of just put the kitchens and bathrooms in all the houses, so I kind of figured that was okay. So I do delete the debug options like the pops, the fizzy drinks, and stuff like that. I delete that just because I feel like it wasn't necessary, and I do start to use them, and then I was like, okay, who am I kidding? And I just delete them. But yeah, this is the stuff for the garden. Um, and okay, I guess we're done with the pool already. So this is gonna be Judy and Tom's house. So these are 2 elders who live here. They had always envisioned living a sustainable life that was more like off the grid. So they tried living off the grid for a while, and they just weren't happy. That's not what they wanted. So they came back and worked. They saved up money, as much money as they possibly could, and honestly, it was a lot of money. They built, or Tom specifically built a lot of things to save them money. So the rain catcher and all these things, like they planted to grow their food. So that's how they save money. And then with their son, they decided they wanted to build this community. For this community to get places, they really needed to try and work hard. So the first family that had moved in there after the son is house number two. So they helped those people build their dream house. So they would be motivated to help around and do community chores and stuff like that and to make their footprint better. However, that family's not incredibly wealthy. They didn't really bring much to the table besides helping out, and as much as they loved the help out, they needed more. So there we go to house number one, where he's a politician. They wanted the politician to come and help grow and maybe financially support them a little bit, and give this community publicity, which what they needed. And a lot now they have been getting applications for people to come who want to live here, but they have no space right now. But they did get one interesting call from a couple in a tech, high-end tech, and they were or they are very, very wealthy. So it was conditionary that they came, that they wanted a complete, um, they wanted everything to the say for their house. They wanted to be there for the whole entire thing, and they needed their house done a very specific way. So this did cause a little bit of strain with their son, the architect, but they got it done. It's still a work in progress, which you guys will see when we get there. It is empty. There's no kitchen. There are some walls up and some stairs. It's honestly, for the story's sake, I just said that maybe um what I just told you guys, that they wanted to say of their whole entire house, from ground up. So yeah, that was like for the story, but in real life, I couldn't do one more house. So yeah, I mean it plays well with the story. I think it was a pretty good storyline. And it is empty for you guys to decorate. All the other ones do have like a floor plan and a layout for you guys to follow. Um, and then the house number five is just empty, and you guys can do what you guys want with that. Sorry if this video is a little bit glitchy. So I edit on a laptop, but I record on my Mac. So my Mac is very slow and it's acting really terrible to me. Um, so it takes me forever to even get in my Sims game, and then whenever I'm playing, it just takes a really long time to like for it not to be laggy. So the first like 15-20 minutes that I'm recording, it's like super like laggy, and then it's good. So anytime that you guys see it like lag out in the video, it's probably because it was a new day for me starting to record. Um, but yeah, anyway, so now we are going back to all the houses now that the surrounding is done. And we're just personalizing all the homes now. So backyards, finishing the roofing, floor plans, um, and most importantly, the colors of the house. So I use a pretty cool swatch on house number four, which is Judy and Tom. I really like it. For house number five, it's just like wood paneling. But I think it's the wood paneling we got from not Eco Lifestyle. Maybe it was Spa Day. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. Yeah, anyway, so that's this house. This house number five here. So it's like nice, very modern windows. So they've obviously decided that. And the backyards are all done as well. So you guys don't need to worry about the backyards, which is nice. Just like most of the insides, unless you guys want to play in the first house. And it wouldn't be bad just to like decorate them as if you guys do decide to download it. It's really easy to decorate them as you go. But yeah, so. I have been talking for how long? 18 minutes. So we have just a little bit time left. Um, so let me know down below who likes the new pack, who has the new pack. What are your thoughts on it? Have you guys built anything cool with it? Is there anything you guys want to see? Feel free to comment and let me know what you guys think and what you guys want to see. All that stuff down below. I do reply to every single comment, or I try to at least, and I love hearing your guys' opinions and stuff like that. So my goal for today is I need to start my Let's Play. I might start that tomorrow. We will see. So I want to start that today, but right now it is 1:50 in the afternoon on Saturday. And I'm just doing the voiceover, so this still needs to export. I need to add music and I need to put it on YouTube. So I'm probably gonna have a little lunch break and clean up a little bit in my house. and then hopefully I can start doing my Let's Play. I need to build a family, I need to create a story and their home. And honestly, I will do, it'll be a speed build for their house. So hopefully you guys will see my Let's Play sometime during the week because I would probably imagine you guys are getting a build today, which is Saturday, and I will put out another one tomorrow, which will be for the Let's Play. And little goals for this week besides the Let's Play, I have a family I need to build a house for, which is your guys' family. And I talk about it all the time, but I will say it again. If you guys make a family and give me a description, a budget, what they're like, what they don't like, their must-haves, and they definitely do not want, um, in the gallery with the hashtag SimpliiSim home builder, I will see that and I will create your sim family a home. And if you guys don't have certain packs, let me know, and I will only use packs that you guys do have, so that way you guys will actually be able to use the house properly. Yeah, so feel free to do that. I try and put out those videos once a week or once every 2 weeks kind of thing. It all depends on like, this is kind of a busy week just because the eco lifestyle came out, so it was a little bit busier. Hopefully soon I will get back on track with that. So, and you guys can enter more than once if you guys want. I really don't mind as many times as you guys want. I know I used to go through so many families. I would go through, like, honestly, it was probably like a new family every week just because I would get so bored. Or my game would shut down and I didn't get to save it. So I was like, I am not redoing that. Um, yeah, so I am just, I think right now we're just gonna finish up with the backyards. Yeah, so I go in and I add the gardening. My nose is so stuffy, I'm so sorry. Um, so yeah, I go in the backyards and I add plants everywhere. This was a little bit like I like it now, but at the same time, little bits at a time because I had to garden this a 64 by 64 lot and that took so long. This is sped up by 8. So I think it was like the one time I recorded, it was like 2 minutes of me record or 2 hours of me recording, and it was pretty much just all gardening. It took a while to figure out what I wanted. Um, and like the style, like I had palm trees everywhere, but I needed more than palm trees, like it doesn't cover the ground. Um, but I think it turned out really nice in the end. It's very colorful. And I use from Island Living, it's like the grass. You guys will see it. I don't really know what that's called. That is my all-time favorite plant or shrub in The Sims. I will use that probably in every single build just because it's so easy. It covers like so much of like the ground so it looks like full and there's so many nice like textures in it. So yeah, now I'm just on to the bathroom. So this is house number 2, which I was telling you about. The 2 parents, 1 child, and 1 teen is very like clean and white and bright. So I don't know, this might be my favorite one. Like I love the first one I did, but at the same time, I absolutely love this house. I think it turned out really cute. And the kitchen, I do believe, is all white. Yeah, I wanted everything to be like white and clean in here. Um, and so those floorboards I use are my favorite. And I think I put them down already. I was talking, I didn't even look. So the tiles we got and the flooring is probably my absolute new favorite flooring. I love it so much and I can't see myself using any other flooring for a while. I think I used it in every single house. I think so, except for the 5th one, obviously. But yeah, so I'm kind of backtracking now. So now I'm at house number 1, just in the backyard. Um, yeah, so they all just have like kind of cute little patios. I didn't want to put too much in their backyards, like because I envisioned it being like such a community that they wouldn't be in their backyards separately too much. Maybe if they had family over or whatnot, or they just wanted like their own time. But I feel like most of the time in the community, if they're like not taking care of housework or working, then they would be maybe by the pool hanging out, or maybe even at the community garden helping out. And I do add like a bunch of like those critters in there, which I think is pretty cool. Um, okay, I'm back. I am sorry. My mom called me and asked me if I wanted Starbucks, so that was a priority. Anyway, getting back to the build, this is Judy and Tom's house. So this is more run down, and I'm just working on the kitchen. So this is the kitchen, and then I see on the right side where it arches, I'd imagine that being a living room. It's more like secluded. And then there is like a little office. I can't remember what I put in. Oh, I think I put it's like the fizz pop making machine. I think it's pop. The the drinking machine, whatever that's called. So I put that down there, and I figured maybe he was Tom was like to brew. I cannot speak. Yeah, he enjoyed brewing things, so that was like his little hobby besides like gardening and whatnot. And they also have a cute little sunroom that faces the community garden. So again, you can make this into a cute little coffee room where they just like sit and have breakfast or coffee. You can make it into a little breakfast nook or even like their own little garden again, which would also be nice. And then I completely forgot. So I did envision that their grandchildren live with them, not their son's children, but their daughter's children do live with them. She had to go overseas for work, so she was unable to, look after them. So yeah, but she is financially paying or supporting them. So they live with their grandparents, and the grandparents love that. And it's also extra help for them around, especially since they're elders. But yeah, so now I'm working on the son's house, which is house number 3, the architect's home. So this is where I have all the debug options, or oh my gosh, I did it again. Objects in the house. I even put the blueprints, but I didn't deleting them. I think I put the blueprints in another house though. Not quite sure. But yeah. So, um, this is like his little kitchen. It is more just like run down on like on the cheaper side, maybe. I mean, it's still like nice. You guys could even make it nicer. I just think that these cabinets were nice. And maybe he decided to reuse them. Maybe someone was getting rid of them and he wanted those counters to um, like lower his eco footprint. I'm not sure like the terminology. And again, see, this is my game glitching, sorry. So I'm not sure the terminology and I have no gameplay, so that's what I want to do, so I actually understand the things I'm talking about. Um, yeah, and honestly, they added so many like cool things to the menu bars, so I'm really interested in playing around with that. So here I am just trying to figure it out. My game was being absolutely ridiculous. Um, as you can see, I think it's frozen. There we go. So this is going to be the floor plan. I do redo the floor plan. So there is what is it? There's a bathroom on the main floor that I will do, and then there's a bathroom up here, and then 2 bedrooms. So, or it could, well, since it's a single sim, you can make it a guest bedroom, or you can even make it an office. Since he's an architect, I do imagine it'd probably be an office instead. And yeah, so I envision just this one being very like wooden. I can't really remember the flooring I put in here though. But yeah, see, I only put the kitchen stuff in and the bathroom stuff, and then I leave everything else up to you guys. And I put doors and floors and stuff. Um, yeah. Oh, that was a nice color swatch for the floor too. I thought it looked like a little bit more like worn in, maybe more like damaged floor, but it still looked really nice. I liked it. Um, so here I am just doing the master bedroom or bathroom, sorry, and it is quite large, but I think it turned out nice. And then I go out and I do the backyard. I don't know. Yeah, he has maybe the biggest patio. And then he has cute little seating. I'm pretty sure I add oh, maybe I don't add planters. Yeah, I had a bike. Maybe he's like working on a bike. Um, yeah, like I'm not quite sure. Part of me wishes I would have created families or like maybe fully decorated it and moved the family in, and maybe that will be something I do eventually, but I'm not doing it right now just because I have so many other things I need to get on the ball. But if I run into video ideas, I think this might be a good idea to I'll write that down. Because I think that'd be kind of cool to put them in there. I know Sims are probably going to end up moving in here. I will just have to kick them out. So here I am. I think we're almost done. So we're at 29 minutes now. So if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It does mean a lot to me. Um, we are almost done, I promise. So I hope this makes up for me not posting during the week. It was just I think I posted only once during the week. It was honestly getting back into routine for me this week. I had a camping trip on the weekend. It was 5 days. So coming back from that, I was completely exhausted and I had to go to work. So the routine is kind of switching again. I am unfortunately going back to night shifts at work. So I'm not entirely sure what the next or this week will look like coming up. Hopefully I am able to still produce as many builds as I was producing for you guys, and I think I can make it work. Anyway, moving on from a depressing topic, we are going to, I think we're going to start pulling out the cars and the little mail bins. I think I should have added more chairs to the pool. Oh, we're decorating upstairs now, finally. I honestly completely forgot about this house, but this should be pretty quick. So this is the toddler room. I just wanted the toddler because I wanted to put the toddler bed in there. I think it's like the cutest bed that we have in game. And we needed beds. We need counters and we need beds. And you know what? We got beds. I am so, so happy with all the choices of beds we have. I can't see myself getting sick of that. I say that now, but it's new. Um, I just think they're so nice and all like the color swatches in them. And there's lots of like detail. Like I love that. Like this bed pattern, like I love that. Like the sheets tucked back or whatever that is. I absolutely love that. I think that's great. And the lamps are also really nice. They're super like modern. And I love that plant. I don't know. I just love everything in this pack. Really don't think there's anything I don't like in the pack. All the furniture is super updated and modern, or I don't know. I think it's pretty modern to be honest. It is definitely my style, modern country rustic. Sorry, I cracked my knuckle. Yeah, I don't know. I think that this pack is really well done and it makes me really excited to see what else we're gonna have in the future. So yeah, here I am just adding cars around. Yeah, cars, then I add the postal bins, and I think I already put the fire hydrants in. So we are about to get on the screenshots. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow on Sunday. Bye.
Why do I lose all my control? I keep on letting my bad habits make us both come crashing to the floor. Something to save us, close but we're strangers. Feel like we're far apart. Stripping down the middle. Stripping down the middle. Stripping down the middle. This is not what we should be. Start to get the best of me. This is not what we should be. Start to get the best of me. I keep on holding things within me. I keep it deep inside myself. I swear to never talk about it.